Before I get started, this is meant for Town Hall 8s who do not have access to high level troops. This is definitely considered a spammy attack, so if you want a simple way to take out Town Hall 8s, this is for you. This is a two-phase attack. I'm calling it two phases even though there's a cleanup phase, but there's always a cleanup phase, and most of the time you're actually not going to have troops allocated for cleanup here. Now that's going to depend on the base, but anyways, the first phase is simply using the lightning spells to take out 2 air defenses and any additional value close enough to those air defenses to nick with them while you're zapping them. Second step is to simply funnel dragons into the remaining air targeting defenses. And of course, third, if it's necessary, is you're going to use your cleanup troops to nick the buildings that your dragons will end up on last. Just to quickly go over every troop and their role, in the CC you are going to bring either 5 balloons or a dragon and a loon with a lightning spell that is at least level 4. Okay, so those of you in low level clans will be able to use this just fine. In your camps you're going to cook at least 9 dragons. You may decide to bring 4 loons with you. You may also want to bring cleanups depending on whether there's more than one builder hut that is going to be left after you send your dragons into the main attack. And you're going to bring nothing but lightning spells, okay? So let's go ahead and scout the first base here. As we can see, it's a max base aside from those walls. And you notice we have a lot of archer towers near these air defenses, so we can get a lot of value for our lightnings here, and that's what Lupin here is going to do, or Caius Lupinus is going to do. Now, the way he did it, I wouldn't necessarily do the same way myself, but what's important is he's going to pick off this builder hut on the way in. He's going to make his funnel, and he's going to zap out this air defense and this air defense. And he's going to get some value. He's going to get this stuff with this air defense, and he's going to get, I think, this archer tower with this one. And so he is going to get good additional value. But he does have a kind of a wide funnel here, but he's going to do just fine, right? He's going to send his dragons, and they're going to get to this air defense before it has a chance to pick off too many dragons. And he's just going to coast through the base here, okay? Now, again, it's not a perfect attack, and I'll show you what I mean once we get into it. Go ahead and start, and he's going to start with his lightnings. Now, there's one lightning, there's one, okay? So he's gotten 2 archer towers, he's gotten a wizard tower, and he's got 2 air defense with his lightnings. That's good value, okay? Could he have done better? Yes, he could have. Now, here's one thing you could have done. You notice over here, there's nothing that can shoot a dragon over here. So while he was doing those lightnings, he could have had a dragon take out these buildings and set his funnel, right? Hopefully he ends up watching this and he sees. He could have had a dragon right here taking out this stuff before and he could have easily gotten that stuff taken care of before it got in trouble. Maybe one over here too. Let's go ahead and hit play, and he's going to start trickling his dragons in. And again, I always recommend starting dragons from the corner out here in case there's a troll Tesla, because people do that. And he uses the king over here, but again, that was not necessary. Just starting one dragon up here would mean he could have used his king at one of these builder huts, okay? So remember, the point here is not to show you perfect replays. He follows the step-by-step process, which works, but I'm going to show you the mistakes he makes as well, just to make sure that everyone takes note of them. But like I said, Lupin's been doing this attack for a while, and he's been crushing bases with it, and this base doesn't stand up to it. I'll go ahead, so now the air defense is down, and he brings his loons here once the CC is gone, so that the CC doesn't shoot down these loons, and these loons are going to take out a few defenses. Now this Tesla farm is a bit of a pain, but given he has a big group of dragons over here, they're going to be able to encounter that Tesla farm together. So it's not going to be a big issue. I'll go ahead and speed up a little here. This king is going to go on this way. These dragons are taking care of that area. And he's a little lucky, again, that he took out that builder hut. Remember, leaving one builder hut is fine, okay? But you want to be able to take out at least 3 corners by the time you go in. And like I said, you have that big dragon group at the end that Tesla Farm can't stand it. Now, alright, so let's get into this replay here. We're going to do the scout, and what Lupin's going to do, it's the same attacker. He's going to zap out these 3 defenses, and he's going to zap out these 3 defenses, leaving a huge dead space going through the middle. And he's going to drop his dragons to come on a flat around here, which means that the ones over here are going to converge onto this side, okay? Now again, there's there's actually really only one mistake in this raid. It was pretty well executed, which is that he drops his loons a little bit early. But I'll go ahead and point that out as this raid goes. You'll see the first 4 spells come right here, and you'll see the next 4 come right here. Excellent. There's that dead space, which can be used for funneling. He drops 1 dragon over here. He drops 1 over here, and then he remembers, oh, whoops, I forgot to get the builder huts. And he goes ahead and drops another 1. Make sure he gets those builder huts on the way in. That's always a good thing to do, just to avoid that brutal time fail. And he's going to drop a dragon out here just to kind of clear this trash. And now comes his main force, okay? Now, pause right here. He drops his loons, right? When the CC radius is there. Okay, now his loons are going to end up encountering that CC, which is not what you want, okay? So he got just a tad bit lucky here. What he should have done is wait until the CC is about to come out, which maybe was just a honest error here. Maybe he did it inadvertently, but anyways, what happens is the loons are going to lure the CC, and the CC is going to come out and shoot the loons. Goodness, that's a good thing it wasn't a dragon, because the witch and the baby dragon don't really take it down as fast, but especially since these guys had a minion in there. Guys who are filling CCs, do not put a minion with a baby dragon. That decreases the amount of damage the baby dragon does by a lot. Okay? And at this point, there's only 2 threatening air targeting defenses to the dragons. Remember, dragons don't really care about the wizard tower for the most part, unless, like you see in this area, you see 3 dragons in one spot. Now the wizard tower can actually do a significant amount of damage, but given it's the last air targeting defense and there are dragons all over the map, it just doesn't matter. And I should also note that 2 other experienced TH8s hit this base and barely failed. One was just kind of a spammy wall of hogs attack that probably should have been refitted, and then the other one was my experimental Golo, which I'm working on for another video. But it just goes to show, and look how many dragons he has left. 8 dragons left. He absolutely crushed this base, and with nothing but dragons and lightning. Very simple army. So again, just remember the steps. You'll make less mistakes as you practice this in friendly challenges. Get as much value as you can out of those lightnings. Try not to fight the sweeper, and keep in mind the dead space left over by the zaps when you are deciding where to drop your dragons and how to funnel them. So if this was helpful, by all means, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more guides like this.